Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy King Sin. I'm bad about the last video. I had to delete it, re-download it because for some reason it posted without the commentary. So obviously, what's the point of posting a video without commentary, not telling you guys like best things to do or what I was doing. But this new video, as you can see, I'm doing the settings right now. Dude play with the Clippers. His win percentage was 99%. I tried to record it from then, but I missed it. I literally just missed it. So anyway, I'm gonna try and take a screenshot of his profile, but his offense was an A+, his defense was a C. So obviously he's gonna play off ball, or he can't play on ball pretty much. So what I ended up doing, like I said, from now on in videos I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing on offense and defense. Because what's the point of showing you guys defense if you can't score pretty much? And a lot of people having issues getting open jump shots or scoring. So as I previously stated, my main thing is, oh, got him. I don't know how you block that. My main thing this year is spread the ball. You got to spread the offense. So I always play with teams that I can either go 4-1 offense, which means 4 people out, 1 person in, which is usually the center, the pick and roller, or the driver. Depends, pretty much on who you're doing the pick and roll with. Or I go 3-2 extended. 3-2 extended just pretty much means the center and power forward is going to play more towards, not in the post, but like out more towards like the middle of the key or whatever, things like that. Like that's with the Grizzlies, with the Jazz, whatever. People that have power forwards that can hit the mid-range jump shot, or centers that can score down low. With teams like the Hawks, I do 4-1 because obviously Paul Millsap through Jeff T could shoot the 3. Al Horford could step out, shoot the mid-range jump shot. This is a long video, 25 minutes, because I'm posting the whole game. I'm just like pretty much cutting it short. I cut half the third quarter portion of this. As you can see, I'm trying to stay in front of dude. I start losing him, whatever. Eventually I fix it up, and that's not an issue. I'm staying in front of him. I'm shutting dude down. He just starts beating me with or getting past me with the like constantly crossing, and eventually he catches me out of position and then he gets to the rack. But other than that, I played real good defense on him. On-ball defense, as I said. He couldn't shoot. Like I said, a lot of people can't this year. So I ended up going to a 2-3 zone to stop him from getting to the rack, because that's where all his points was coming from. And he was sometimes hitting the open shot with JJ Redick. So, again, this is a defense tutorial. However, I'm also showing offense. Spread the offense out. Leave it on motion cuts, especially if you're playing against a team that does when they play zone and they try and play the passing lanes. If the people are standing still and they're on deny, what that means is that the defender's going to be in a position to just reach and grab the ball. So if the person you're playing against is playing deny, then that means it's easier for you to cut to the rack and get a layup or get a dunk. That's the whole point of motion cuts. Like I stated before, with the best offensive scorer, and on the Clippers, I say the best offensive scorer is Chris Paul. He could score on the jump shot, he could score on the drive, he could score on the pick and roll, the pick and pop, whatever. So I put the best defender, Cephalosha, who has length and he can play defense, on Chris Paul in order to slow him down. Eventually, when I go to the zone, though, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be a 2-3. So either way, the point guard and the shooting guard is going to play their position regardless. But again, I want you guys to pay attention to certain things that I do in regards to the defense. When I see that he can't hit jump shots, I automatically go to the 2-3 zone. However, even though I'm in a 2-3 zone, I still play on-ball defense. That's the difference. If you go to a 2-3 zone and you're playing off-ball defense, you're going to see at the end of the game where he's playing off-ball defense in a 2-3 and I'm able to hit shots over the computer, or I'm able to get past him and get to the rack. Like I said, in the beginning of the game, a lot of ball movement that catches them off guard. That's another thing, another technique that guys can try. Cash. That's another thing you guys could try if people are playing off-ball cheese, is move the ball around. Don't just keep the ball in one person's hand, because then it's going to be easier to defend. Kyle Korver, that's Cash, but I was missing a lot with him. I actually took him out. But like I stated in my last video, drive and kick is one of the things you guys really need to get familiar with, because it was one of the most effective things to use on offense. Pretty much drive and kick, you drive to the rack. Once they come to pick you up, you kick it out to the open offensive player. The thing you guys have to realize, however, is you don't kick to the nearest offensive player, because that's usually, if they're playing off ball, they're going to be playing off ball with the person they think you're going to pass it to. You have to pass it to somebody. If you're driving to the middle, you have to kick it to the corner. Don't kick it to the left wing or the right wing, because they're going to be there waiting for the pass. You have to go to the corner. As you can see, Paul Millsap is open. You would have to do that type of play in order to keep from committing the turnovers. When the game starts, if you see that the person is a very good on-ball defender, you're going to want to like really emphasize a lot of pick and rolls, spreading the ball out, because you don't want to get stagnant. You don't want to have people standing around waiting for the ball. Certain teams do that, and honestly, like I said, it's easier to defend them. So when I play against teams like that, usually I destroy them, because you're standing still. It's easier for me to defend you, send a double team at you, or put my best defender on you and make it harder for you to get to where you want to. A lot of the times when he scores, it's going to be interact. It's going to be he drives and he hits the open player. I mean, he does play a good offense, which is, wasn't a problem. His problem was that he was playing off-ball defense, and at the end of the game, he couldn't stop me. And he ended up losing the game because I was playing on-ball defense on his best player at the end of the game, and I stopped him from scoring or tying the game and going to overtime. Again, these videos are real. The video is long because I want you guys to pay attention. You can skip around to certain parts or whatever, but I just wanted you guys to get the depth of the whole video. I don't want to just post certain points where you can't really see everything that I'm doing. So, points of emphasis, my points of emphasis. Like I stated, if they're driving to the rack a lot, like this guy is doing, you always want to go from limit perimeter shots to neutral defense, and then on the defensive strategies, you want to put either tight or run at every shot. You either want to put tight or deny for off ball. Don't put deny if they're the main ball handler, like the point guard or like LeBron James on the small. Like, you don't want to put deny because you're just going to be out of position. Put tight or moderate, depending if they're a good shooter. But once they catch the ball, put it on moderate. Force them to take the jump shot, and if they take the jump shot, just defend them with a hand up, and that usually works. Like I said, usually not everything works for every team or every player. You just have to find what works for you, and you just have to stick with it and make it work. I put Cephalosha on him. As I seen he kept going to the rack, I eventually switched to the 2-3, forced him to take jump shots. Commit as little turnovers as possible. I play a faster paced offense, but I'm real, like, I don't just run up court and just shoot threes or just try and go to the rack. Like, sometimes on a fast break maybe, but on the usual, I don't do that. Usually I'll take my time, I'll move the ball around. If I get the open shot, I'll take it no matter how early the clock it is, but don't try and force it. Just please don't try and force it, because when you try and force it, that's when you commit turnovers, that's when you take stupid shots, and then it's just going to be fast break for the defense pretty much. So, like I said, the guy's going to be playing off ball, so it's going to be a lot of backdoor cuts that I'm catching him with. Like I said, that's motion cuts. That's why you want to leave it on motion cuts to catch a lot of the backdoor action, the moving off of screens, things like that. Yeah, I mean, this is a very good sample. I'm glad. I saved it on my PS4, then moved it onto my Elgato. So I think that's the real issue I'm having with these videos, is recording them and then re-recording them. But again, if you guys have any specific questions, please let me know in regards to offense, defense, anything in that matter, and I got you. I don't like to beat the dead horse. If you guys need any specific tips, you can watch my old videos. I have a bunch of them out. Just watch them, and they give a lot of information in regards to certain things you can do in order to stop certain players. Like I said, nobody plays the same. Everybody plays differently, so you can't always have the same settings for every player and expect them to always work. It's not going to happen. Yeah, again, it's Kingston Media. Pay attention to the video. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. And that's that. Hit me up.
Griffin with the steal. Corver against Paul. And the pass to Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one.
And we all remember the Clippers did go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history.
Here's Teague for the finish. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
Redick for three. That's no good, and now he's missed two and made two. And Teague, here we go. Millsap kicks to Teague. To the wing right side. Outside Korver. Shoots. The Clippers grab the miss. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
The bench production in that game was terrific. Points from multiple sources.
Yeah, everybody that's feeling it.
Basketball, complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomize it.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. Goes up. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control. That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Shooter passes to Muscala. Bazemore. Griffin with some nice D. To the middle. And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
Assist from
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Now here's Schroeder. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. That's good.
They brought up there. That to me is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
Tries again. Kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Griffin. Here's Paul. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance, leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Paul's shot is off.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball.
There's been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team, and of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned, leader and coach on the floor.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Kyle Korver.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Horford dishes to Cephalosha. He's in from three-point range. Cephalosha's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Stevenson.
Atlanta foul call.
Passes it to Aldridge. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot two. Paul Millsap picks one up.
And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good play. I mean, you stop the sure thing, slam dunk with that foul. And I think you send a bit of a message, too, about your physicality and force in the basket area.
Horford kicks to Cephalosha. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Crawford. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Nice pass there. Good job to get it up quick.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Clippers. Johnson comes in for Lance Stevenson. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. It led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road, and actually Actually, they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
And here's Cephalosha for 3. The Clippers trail.
A foul call.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Korver in for Hardaway.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report? Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
You look back last year, and the Hawks were incredible at home last season. Not a bad way to help unveil that beautiful statue of Dominique Wilkins in front of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, and so much went right for the Hawks. And adding that statue up neat was the cherry on top. Very classy move from that organization.
Counted, and the Atlanta lead has been cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Wesley Johnson. Kick by Horford. And Teague, here we go. It's blocked. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And the Clippers making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. Ball against Teague. 5 to shoot. Here's Horford. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And you know, for the Hawks,
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Mike Scott's checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for T. And Cole Aldrich with the slam.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Horford with the screen on Rivers. Ball stolen. Here's Crawford. And it would have counted had it. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play.
Yo, so look, I'm back. As I was stating before, this is pretty much where shit's gonna happen. Mainly towards the end, but I start hitting shots, whatever. Dude, like I go up, dude comes back. Like his offense was on point. Like I say, he was getting to the rack. Even though I was in the zone, towards the end of the game, I switched to the man-to-man, half court pressed him to trap him into a turnover, and then like towards I think within the last minute, I eventually switched to JJ Redick was the only one he was hitting with. I switched to the I switched to the man-to-man, and I was playing him straight up, pretty much. You know what I mean, just forcing him to make plays. That was his issue. He couldn't make plays, and that's why he lost. Like I said, I'd rather lose a game knowing that I played the best defense instead of leaving it up to the computer. And then the computer, like I said, it's a higher percentage they're going to hit a shot if the computer's defending them. Same thing they've been doing for the last couple years, which is why people play off-ball. They see somebody hit the jump shot. They're like, oh, man, I was playing defense. It doesn't matter. Like, if the computer's playing the defense, it's a higher chance they're going to hit the shot regardless. So dude starts running the pick and roll. He runs it effectively 1 or 2 times, but I start to see what he's doing, so I start jumping the gun. So when he does the pick and roll, when he tries to hit the roller, I would jump in between personally, and I would force him to either hold the ball or commit a turnover. He started trying to trap me. Like I said, if you get trapped, throw the ball. Like, don't even – you see how he's playing with Chris Paul. He's trying to play the passing lane. You got to pay attention to what they're doing and who they're playing with, and always look for the open man. That's how the offense is going to run effectively, even if it's not the 3, even if it's the long 2. The open shot is always the best shot. So I don't force things. I try and hold it, slow it down. I'm going to show it at the end of the game. My turnovers to his turnovers most of the time, even if I'm playing with a team that's, not as good as the team I'm playing against. As long as I commit less turnovers, I have a better chance of winning the game. That's the obvious thing, because usually turnovers leads to points. It's not a good thing. So Again, I started trapping Chris Paul on the catch, forcing him to give the ball up. Bad thing was that he started to hit shots just like I was. In the fourth quarter, we both started to hit shots. So even though I was trapping him, he was still hitting the open shot, whereas beforehand, he wasn't hitting them. That's why I eventually went back to the regular man-to-man, because he's hitting shots. So it's pointless to stay in the 2-3 zone if it's just going to give open shots to shooters, and now he's hitting the shots. Like I said, a lot to take away from this. Again, Cephalosha on Chris Paul once we switched back to man-to-man, and eventually that was a deciding factor. I forced him into like 2 or 3 bad plays in a row, and that's how we secured the win. Again, quick commentary. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information. If you guys have anything specifically for me, drop that email, send a comment. Definitely share this to other people that you know play 2K. They want to see things, whatever the case may be. I'm actually about to buy this game for Xbox One. I have more friends on Xbox One than on the PS4 that actually play the game. And also, I heard that the Xbox One version plays a lot better than the PS4 version. So that's coming from people I've been talking to. So a lot of the issues the PS4 version have, the Xbox One version might not have. Whereas last year I was having issues with both. Like I usually buy them for both systems, and I was having issues with both systems. So again, Kingston from Kingston Media. If you guys have anything, hit me up. At me, Mr_Banks on PS4, and Simmons King on Xbox One. This is the thing I was talking about. He was running the pick and roll. I stopped the roll, but he eventually hit the backdoor man, because usually on a pick and roll, it's either you double, you hard hedge, which is what I was doing. I was hard hedging them and forcing them to make the play. I'd rather anybody score except Chris Paul. That was my mindset, and that's what I stuck with, and it worked for me. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have anything, hit me up. But if not, pay attention to the last 2 minutes of the video. This is the most critical portion of this vehicle. Things that you guys will definitely be able to come away with something and use it for your own offense and defense when it comes to crunch time or just playing offense in general. Hit me up.
Millsap sets the pick for Teague. Over to the wing. Millsap kicks to Horford. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's stolen by Korver. From deep. No luck. Griffin with some nice D.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Johnson kicks to Paul. Jordan with the screen on Korver. Down low. And the dunk by Jordan. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Exciting stuff.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on.
44 seconds left in the game. And Teague, here we go. Picked by Horford. Teague, the pass to Horford.
Yes! Oh, that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him.
This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Jordan kicks to Paul. Griffin is green on Teague. From deep three-point range. Oh, wow. Unable to get his shot off in time. And they turn it over. A very unfortunate time there to pick up the shot clock violation. 5 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
7 seconds left in the 4th quarter. call for three. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so the big run by Atlanta in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to